Hi! Today, I'd like to talk to you about personal pronouns. Of course, in Spanish, because we're here to learn Spanish. Personal pronouns. What are personal pronouns? Well, you know, and in English, they are I, you, he or she or it, we, you, they. Well, in Spanish, we have the same layout, only they come out this way. Yo, tú, él, ella, or usted. Nosotros, vosotros, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Now we're going to look at them individually, one at a time, and I'm going to write them down, and we're going to talk about it in a minute.
It's time to discover Spanish, so let's roll.
Okay, so we're talking about personal pronouns and we're talking about subjective pronouns, all right? Now, as you know, pronouns are divided in persons, first person, second person, third person, etc., and singular and plural. So let's start with the first person singular and then the first person plural, all right? Now, you know that in English, the first person singular is I. Okay, so in Spanish, it's yo. Yo. Notice I pronounce the O sound properly. Yo. That's the first person singular in Spanish. And it works for male or female, doesn't matter. Yo. Now, first person plural is nosotros, or if it's women, nosotras. Okay? Nosotros o nosotras. And that's the first person plural. We in English. But in Spanish, nosotros o nosotras. Okay, give me a few seconds and I'll talk to you about the second person. Oh, it's so hot I should be in the pool, but I'm not. I'm here teaching you Spanish. So here we go. Second person, all right? Second person. Second person singular, tú, or vos. Vos. It's V-O-S. Vos. And it's not so commonly used in Spanish, but it should be used more actually because it's a little bit more respectful than tú. But people don't use it that much, but it is used. So whenever you hear vos, you'll know that we're talking second person singular, all right? Now, second person plural, we have vosotros, vosotros, otra vez, listen to the sound of the O, vosotros, vosotros, o if it's feminine, vosotras, vosotras. All right? Vosotros, vosotras. Tú, vos, vosotros, vosotras. Oh, I really want to go for a swim, but I'm here teaching you Spanish. Be back in a minute with the third person. Is it going to rain? Probably not. Let's forget about it. Let's keep going, okay? So now we're going to talk about the third person. Third person singular. What do we have in English? He or she or it. In Spanish, we have él, ella, usted. Now, usted is kind of a particular case, okay? Because usted, in some circles, they'll tell you that it's the second person. And if you translate usted, it translates into English as you. But it's a particular kind of you. It's a you with respect. In other words, you would use usted when you're talking to someone perhaps older than you, maybe your teacher, or maybe your mother, or well, maybe not your mother, but someone older than you, or someone that you want to show respect to. Like you'll hear Spanish people say, ¿Cómo está usted? Right? So how are you? But it's the third person. When you pair it with a verb, usted is in the third person. Although technically it's the second person because it's you. But paired with a verb, it's the third person. In the plural, what do we have? We have ellos, ellas, ustedes. Okay, same thing. He, in the plural, in the singular, he, she, it, well, it doesn't appear, but he and she, él, ella, usted. And in the plural, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Okay, so that there. Now we've looked at the first person, the second person, the third person, singular, and plural. Let's go over them really quick. Yo, tú, él, ella, usted. Don't forget the vos. I'll start over. Yo, tú, vos, él, ella, usted. Nosotros, nosotras, vosotros, vosotras, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Now we've covered all the subjective pronouns in Spanish. Now we're going to give a few examples of how they're used. Okay? Be right back. Okay guys, to give a recap of everything we learned today, I'm going to give you some examples, okay? Now let's start with the yo, yo, voy a la piscina. I go to the swimming pool. Yo voy a la piscina. Venga. Tú estás aquí también. Tú estás conmigo. You're with me here now. You're here as well. Tú estás aquí también. That's good. Look, él está trabajando. Él está trabajando. He is working. Él está trabajando. Yo estoy cerca de la piscina. Él está trabajando. Tú estás grabándome. You are recording me. Tú estás grabando. Tú estás escuchando. You're listening to this video. Tú escuchas. Tú aprendes. You learn. Él trabaja. Ellos están en la piscina. Él está sentado. He is sitting. Él está sentado. Bueno, ahora nosotros vamos al otro lado. Okay, guys, just a quick recap of what we learned today. These were the subjective form of the personal pronouns, all right? The subjective forms. In other words, they're used as the subject of the verb, right? So we have yo, tú or vos, él, ella, usted, nosotros o nosotras, vosotros o vosotras, ellos, ellas, ustedes. Okay, and they're not always used. In Spanish, sometimes we leave them off, but I'll deal with that in a future video. For now, you know them. Please practice them, okay? And if you get a chance, you can maybe like and subscribe to my videos. See you next time.